Sayanam. ஹிருதயம் என்கின்ற ஆகாசத்தில் சதா சர்வ காலமும் ஜொலித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றது பகவானுடைய பாதார விந்தங்களிலும் பரிபூர்ண சரணாகதி செய்து கொண்டு அவன் அருளாலே அவன் தாள் வணங்கி என்று தமிழிலே சொல்வார்கள். அந்த நிலையில by Swami's grace I am trying to give his message as an instrument. That's all. I am associated with Swami for the past 50 years. I had been a privilege of going to Swami's interview 4 times. And as he said, we have got a Villu Potter program. We actually staged first on Swami's presence at Kodaikanal, Sai Shruti on 1st May 1988. And again, I requested Swami, can you please provide the same Villu Potter program at Puttaparthi? And he accepted it. We didn't take it seriously. So I asked Swami when he came to Madurai. I had the privilege of giving a rose to Swami and welcoming him. As secretary, I was at that time. So I asked Swami, can you please allow us to do the same Villu Potter program at Puttaparthi? And he accepted it, and he asked the state president to bring all the Sevadals from Madurai. Actually, we are from Madurai at that time. Now I am at Coimbatore. So we went at Puttaparthi. We had the program in front of Divine at Purnachandra Auditorium amongst 20,000 people, and Swami blessed us with the photograph and everything. We had a very nice time. Swami, after the program, Swami came to the dais and asked, "Oh, this is Villu Potter. This is very good." Swami talked in Tamil. He said, "Ella idangallayum podungo. Swami bless pandren. Romba nalla irukku sonar." We have so far staged more than 248, and 3 years back we went to Sri Lanka and we had the program for 10 days. We used to travel 200 kilometers per day. We go there at a place. We started from Colombo and we came back to Colombo, going around like a worm. And there was a live program at Rupa Vahini, like our Doordarshan, and we had a very wonderful time. And actually, in fact, we were asked to give a training for the military force on bhajans, but due to some hectic schedule, we couldn't do that. And fortunately, we could find that Swami saved so many lives during the disaster. And I am associated with Bal Vikas for a longer time. More than 20,000 students have studied under me, and I had the privilege of taking classes for the Bal Vikas gurus for this past so many years. These are all not done by me, because Mukam Karodi Vachalam Bangum Langede Grim Yatkirpa Tamaham Mande Paramananda Madhavam. He is the one who is making all those things. It doesn't matter who does it. Swami is making us all to act. He's a play. He's a director. So we are all only instruments. I can play more than 5 to 6 instruments. I am a drama artist in All India Radio, big red drama artist. And I was working in BSNL. I have been awarded with Sanchar Sarathi. Everything is by Swami's grace. I do not say that I am capable of or eligible for getting those awards. Everything is by Swami's blessings. Because there are so many people who are all experts in my field, and they are not yet get that. But due to Swami's grace and his blessings, Swami used to say that I never choose the best, but when I choose any person, I will make him best. I am a walking example for that, because I didn't know how to speak to any person. I studied in a government school up to the SSLC. I didn't know English much. My English would be very, very, my wife is a literature student. They used to criticize me. But by God's grace, I used to go there. I used to go to MBA students and give lectures on different topics by Swami's grace. So when you have faith in Swami, and if you dedicate yourself to Swami, Swami will take care of, and he will make you as an worthy instrument. So we can be happy to be an instrument in the hands of the divine. That's all. So we think that we have come to Swami because of our will. Swami says no. Unless otherwise I will, you cannot come back. We can start with that. Yes, beautiful incident happened. When Swami came to Sundaram, I think I can talk directly in English or I can mix Tamil, because he was telling me that you can talk both English as well as in Tamil, because 50 to 60% of the persons can understand Tamil. I don't mind in speaking any language, because it's a matter of communicating the message of Swami, that's all. So I will try to, somebody was suggesting to talk in English because they could follow fully well. So that is why I'm trying my best to speak in English. When Swami came to Sundaram, at that time I was there, and Swami came by a car. A Sevadar was interested in a job to open the car when Swami comes. So All India President was standing there, trust members were standing there, and everybody was standing there. Swami car came, and the Sevadar was ready to open the lock, the handle. He tried his best to open the car and the handle, and it was not opening. All India President is saying, "Come on, what is happening? Open it, open it." He is telling like that. And Swami is smiling inside the car, and the Sevadal is a very young boy. He is trying his best to open the car, but it's not opening. What will we do? The All India President is, "Come on, come on." He is telling me that. Swami was smiling. Then he pressed a button, and the car opened. When he came out of that car, he said to the All India President, "Do you think he can open the car? Unless I put a press the button, the car will not open." Similarly, he said, "Unless otherwise I will, you cannot come and sit here and listen to Swami's message. What will think? Oh, somebody is coming from Tamil Nadu, he is going to talk about Swami's message of Laval and Sarwal. We all know everything about Laval and Sarwal. Why should I unnecessarily sit there? I will take some other topic and I will go to that." So our mind will look like that only. So unless otherwise, Swami wills, we cannot come and sit and talk or listen to Swami's Leelas. So I have firm faith in that. I was telling about that Villupattu. It's a local folk language. It is wonderful because it will reach the village people very easily, as he says. And it is a music. Then there will be some dialogue portion, there will be some comedy, everything will be there. So we used to go in groups and we used to have that program regularly. So we have done it in front of 20,000 audience at Puttaparthi. We did for 20 people at Zindikal. We did it for Sundaram. We did it for Gindi. We went to Whitefield and we had the same program. So we don't bother about how many people are sitting, listening, everything is. We don't bother at all. The reason behind that is, what I am talking is for myself. It is a loud talking. So when I talk, I am refreshing my thoughts about Swami. And I used to ask the same question. Do I deserve to be called a Swami devotee? And whenever I get an answer from Swami, Swami said, "You are trying not to be a full-time devotee." What is the reason behind that is, when we have some problems and difficult situations, we go to Swami and pray for the remedy. But what is the beauty of Swami is, Swami always think about the devotees. I used to talk to Swami. Swami used to come to me different times in mere dreams and visions. I had visions. I had so many experiences. Swami talked to me when he had the interview. Swami asked me, "What is your name?" I said, "My name. Where are you working? How many amount is there here? They are paying for your salary." Everything Swami asked. And after that, he asked me, "You have got Yajñopavidam." Being a Brahmin, I didn't know the exact word that Poonul, we used to call it Poonul in Tamil, but in Sanskrit it is called Yajñopavidam, means a sacred thread we used to wear. So Swami asked me, "Do you have sacred thread?" So then I said, I was able to answer. Swami said, "On these days, no Brahmins are wearing this. Come on, come on." He opened the button, he materialized $1, and he put that dollar inside the thread. It went just like that. So this is the greatest miracle. So Swami asked me, my marriage was fixed by Swami. My son was named by Swami. My son's Akshabhyasam was done by Swami. Everything is Swami, Swami, Swami. I know only Swami. Other than that, I don't know anything. And as he says, I had 3 sections, 12:30 to 1:30, and Akshotram. I am telling stories about Akshotram. Then this 4 to 5 another session. And now after this completion of this session, I have got Every day there is a program for Rajapalayam, near Kutalam. There is a place. There we are arranging some meetings. So I go to there and Zoom. Everything is Swami's grace only. So there is nothing inferior nor superior to faith. We are all instruments in the hands of the divine. The topic is love all, serve all. I can straight away talk about love all, serve all. It doesn't matter. The matter is who we are, where we have come from, what is the purpose of life, what is the use of this love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never in our day-to-day life. Why Swami gives more importance for love all, serve all? Is Swami is doing that? These are all the things we are going to discuss. And if you have got any doubt, normally you are all senior devotees, I was telling, you are already read Bhagavata Vahini, and you are already reading Sandeha Nivarani, you are doing Vahinis. So you will be well versed with Swami's messages. And if I say anything, it will be nothing new for me. But if I say Swami's miracles, and what is the significance of those things, definitely it will be helpful for you to strengthen your faith on Swami and to take the right path towards Swami. That is the message we actually want to convey. So we have not done anything. It is Swami who is talking through me and Swami who is listening through me, listening through you. So once Swami asked, some devotees from Singapore came, and Swami asked the devotees, how many of you come? They said there were 27 or something like that. They said 27. Swami said, no, 28. No, Swami, we have only 27 numbers. Then Swami said, am I not with you? Oh, then they said, yes, Swami. Then how many? 28. So they were very happy. Swami gave interview to the Singapore Malaysian group, and they were very happy. Swami gave Vibhuti Prasadam, everything went on well. After 1 year, the same leader from Malaysia took some more persons and came back to Puttaparthi. Again, Swami asked the same question to the convener, how many of you come? He said at that time there were 29 or 30. And they said, as Swami rightly said in the last interview, how many of you came? They said 27, and Swami added his name and he made it 28. So cautiously they took that point in mind and he answered, Swami, we have come 31. Hey, don't bluff. You have come 30 and you are adding my name. I am not one. I am 30. In everyone's heart, I am there. So how many? 30 plus 30? 60. So 60 is the right answer. He just criticized and he will smile and everybody laughed and everything went on well. After 2 years, again that Malaysian convener took some 40 people or something like that, and he took him, and Swami asked the same question again to the same person. How many of you come? Then he said, Swami, 40 plus 40, 80. He said, hey, only 40 people have come, and you are last time, because I said it was everybody's heart I am there, so you're multiplying it by 2 and selling 80. No, there is only one. And I am you and you are me. So in order to achieve that level, he is preparing, and he prepared us to reach that level. So if he says Vedas, Upanishads and Puranas, we cannot understand it. What Swami says, he take the essence of all Vedas and Upanishads and made it as a juice, and he is giving it in capsules so that we can follow it very easily, even for a person who doesn't have any knowledge about his Vedas and Upanishads. So we should be very thankful and very happy that Swami has chosen us not by our merit, by our karma. At a particular time, my friend Raju, who studied in Swami's college, and he was studied from first standard to postgraduate. He did MBA there, and he did his doctorate, and he completed the course there. He used to be associated with Swami's work, day-to-day works, and everything. He used to do that. So a particular time, he was sitting near Swami, and Swami was just seeing, and he was staring at Swami's face. And Swami asked him, why are you staring at me? He said that, Swami, I would have done lot of punya in the last previous birth. Otherwise, I could not sit near you and see your face. I am getting a beautiful darshan of you, Swami. Swami said in Telugu, there is Ayarmamadu, buffalo. He used to say that frequently. Because we have got Tamaso Guna, he used to address us Ayarmamadu. So, buffalo. So he said, Hermamadu, on one Jarma, if you do punya, you can't come. You have to do it so many births. When I was in Treta Yuga as Rama, you people were there. When I was in Dwapara Yuga, when I was in as Krishna, when I came, you people were there. Shirdi, you people were there. And because of that continuity, you are coming to me and you are continuing the same journey. So we should be blessed and we should be happy to feel that Swami has chosen us not by our merit, but his grace. He said to the same person, same answer also. What he says was, once you see me, all your punya is vanished and your balance is nil. Then whatever I give is my blessings. So it is only his blessings that make us to reach Swami. Because the world is so polluted. The Kali Yuga Dharma, as you all people know, how people are going here and there and scarring for worldly material pleasures and acquiring more and properties and fame and everything, people are going behind that. But in spite of all these negative points, because of Swami's grace, we are able to associate ourselves with Swami's mission and Swami. Not because of our merit, because of his grace. We cannot say that we are Sai devotees, but we are in the process of learning and trying to reach Swami through his words and his messages and his leelas. So this is the right time to understand that we are nothing. Once we realize that we are nothing, only Swami is doing everything, then we reach the real love for Swami. Because there is no scope for ego there. Because Swami used to say this. When Swami asked a boy who used to play violin beautifully well, when he came to Swami's college, he was 20 or something like that, 21. He started his practice when he was at age of 8. So he's a very good violinist. He knows how to play a performance, how to perform. He knows everything. He wanted to play in front of Swami. Swami asked him once to play. He wants to show his talent to Swami. So what happened? As we all expect, when he tries to project his personal quality, and everything is zero. When he tried to play violin, there were full of apaswaras, no swaram, nothing was there, and he was fed up with himself. He thought, say, am I playing like this? I used to play these songs beautifully well. So he decided, and he was very, very ashamed of himself to give a performance in front of the divine, such a worst performance in his life. So he got shocked and he was humiliated. He went to the room and broke his violin, and he said, I will not play violin hereafter. He took a decision because his ego was hurt. Similar things are happening in our life also. There are so many devotees who come to our Samiti. Due to small, little egos, he didn't say Sai Ram to me. He didn't give me a chance to sing a song. Then he didn't call me for a particular service. So conveniently avoiding me. Simple things he will find fault with other people, and he'll go away from Samiti. And he will be going to some other Samiti. And here also he will find same problem, and he will go away from Swami himself. The reason for that, Swami says, where ego is there, Swami is not there. So this boy, when he was humiliated, when he felt ashamed, and when he broke his violin, his ego was completely destroyed. Then he, in front of Swami's photo, he stood there and prayed to Swami. Swami, it is my ego that hurts. I am sorry, Swami. Hereafter I will not play violin. He said so. So the things were going on. He forgotten that incident. He started going for his studies, and he was doing all other sevas, everything was going on. All of a sudden, after a month, Swami asked one day that boy, tomorrow you are going to give you perform with your violin. Tomorrow you are going to play. He said, Swami, I know you broke your violin. So Swami asked one sevadal to bring a parcel from his room, and he handed over the parcel to that particular boy. that boy took the parcel and he said, don't open it now. Go to your room and open it. It was a little bigger one. So he couldn't identify what Swami was giving. So when he went to the room and opened the parcel, he could see a beautiful violin. That's the best violin he had ever seen. So he was so happy. But because he has taken a decision not to play violin further, so he couldn't do anything. Because Swami says anything, he has to do. So the next day, with all humility, he went there, sat there, praying Swami. As I said, I will not pray. Now I am not playing. You are going to play through me. The moment he had the thought, the program was beautiful, so divine. Everyone enjoyed it. And he had a beautiful applause from those people who were sitting there. And Swami asked him to come near. He materialized one ring and gave him and gave Pada Namaskar. And he said, when you are without ego, you are beautiful. When you have with ego, you are not beautiful. So the lesson from this incident, what we have to learn is that when ego is there, Swami won't be there. Swami, his famous saying is this: I work through the devotees who come to me, and I will work through them throughout their life, unless otherwise they are acquainted with ego. Once ego is there, Swami will. I will not use him as a weapon, and I will throw. I will throw him. I will not use him as an instrument. I will throw him out. And after some time, Swami will never throw anybody out. He will wait for a period so that the ego vanishes. And a Swami says, I will again take that person and make him to work for me through me. So it is a beautiful message given to us by Swami, that Swami is doing. Swami once said, I was alone. So I got bored. So I wanted to love myself. For that, I created the humanity for loving myself. So Swami is everyone. So what we have to understand is that we are not doing. The reason why I am insisting for so much time is love all, serve all. When you say this, who are you going to love? You are going to love yourself. Who are you going to serve? You are going to serve yourself. Now we cannot understand the statement now. If I narrate an incident, then you will understand it. Normally during birthdays time, the students of Swami's college used to take lorries and van, and they used to take Narayana Seva materials and new dresses for the villagers. They used to go to different places and distribute Swami's photo, vibhuti and prasad and dress for the poor people. This used to happen for so many years. At a particular year, my friend was there, and the Whitefield students were going on a lorry to distribute the prasadam to the village. They chosen a particular village and were ready to start the journey. So they were waiting for Swami's arrival, and Swami used to come those days. He used to go away with a flag or something like that. He will bless the students, teachers, and ask them to go to the village. Normally used to happen. So on that day, Swami came, and the students were sitting in the bhajan hall, and Swami asked the students, where are you all going? So one boy stood up and said, Swami, we are going to village service. You are going to village service? Okay. No, you are all not going. Swami went inside his room. So people couldn't understand what Swami meant by that. So they were facing each other and they were discussing what to do. Swami says you are not going. So Swami is not allowing us to go to village for service. They were discussing like that. So after a few minutes, Swami again came to that session and asked the students, another person, boy, asked the same question. Where are you all going? The students said, Swami, we are going to village service. No, you are not going. Swami again went inside. There was a boy who is very devoted to Swami and very knowledgeable, very intelligent boy. He got the knack. What Swami expects from him. So the third time Swami came and Swami asked the same question. Where are you all going? Then this boy said, Swami, we are going to village for our own service. That is good. Swami said so. You are going for your own service. Swami says, if I just have a thought, I will make you to receive, and I will make that person who is receiving you as a giver. And same thing happened when in Bhopal during the crisis, when the Gujarat earthquake. My friend was there and Kendriya Vidyalaya school. He was the principal there. Swami came in the morning, and he warned that principal states that you ask all the students to come to the playground, and have it assembly. Normally on that day there was no assembly, but Swami insisted to assemble all the students in the ground, open ground, and to give a lecture. So that principal couldn't do anything. He just went to the school earlier and asked teachers to come a little earlier, and he arranged for that assembly. Everything was there, and at 9 o'clock sharp, the bell was rang. Every students and teachers and came to the open ground. You know what happened? After a few minutes, the entire building collapsed and went inside the earth. Swami saved more than 500 to 700 students on that day itself. During that particular crisis, my friend Murali used to say that when he went for service, people with multi-millionaires were standing there asking for chapati, one roti or something like that. Swami says, you are not giving and he is not receiving. I am the one who making everything. So when you do service, you are not serving others. Swami says, see, I have 100 crores rupees. I don't have. Say, I have 100 crores rupees. Can I take this 100 rupees with me to, when I was in Australia for some time. My son was there working there. So I went to Sydney and I had some going to the Sai centers and talk. So what happened during that particular time, I didn't have any dollars. So I had 10,000 rupees in my pocket. So I gave 10,000 rupees to some person or something like that. He didn't accept. He said it is not valid here. You have to convert this into Australian dollar. So I went to a bank. I filled the application and converted that particular amount, Indian rupee, into Australian dollar. And then I was able to spend that particular dollar. So when I had that Indian rupee, there was no value for that Indian rupee at Australia. Swami says similarly, during your lifetime, you are earning so many things. Can you take all these things with you after your death? You cannot take even a single pie. Even in the burial ground, that people who are burning you will remove that particular small thread used to silver or something like that, and even the ordinary thread, they will cut that also and you will put it to the flame. So in the Yaksha Prashna, the same question was asked by the Dharmaraja, the Yaksha to Dharmaraja. The same question was asked. What you are going to take when you leave this body? Dharma answered the question beautifully. The papas and punyas, whatever you have acquired in this birth, that will be carried over to the next birth. So what is beautiful is what Swami gives an opportunity to increase our credit account. See, I have an ATM card. Very simple message given by Swami to a student. A student asked Swami, what is punya and what is papa? And he's asked another question to Swami. Swami, people are coming here and all are similar to you, but you are choosing some person for interview and you are materializing vibhuti to somebody, you are receiving letter from somebody and you are not turning somebody and you are ignoring somebody. What is the reason for that? Swami explained in a beautiful manner that so that we can very easily understand what Swami wants us. Swami says, have you got an ATM card? He said, yes, Swami. And asked another boy, you have got an ATM card? He said, yes, Swami, I have an ATM card. How much amount do you have in your credit? And that boy says, I got, my father put 10,000 rupees yesterday. I have 10,700 rupees. What do you have? He said, I have got 3,000 rupees, Swami. And if he puts his card, he can take 10,000 rupees. Can you take 10,000 rupees from your account? The card is same. Numbers are different. Same size card, same ATM machine, everything is same. And if you put the card and if you ask for 10,000 rupees, there will be a display. It says the insufficient fund. Simple. So similar is the case. If you do service to others, you are not doing service to others. You are improving your credit balance. A beautiful Bhagavad Gita sloka he recited in the beginning. That is my favorite. Uddharedatmanatman. That is Adveshta Sarva Bhutana Maitra Karuna Evacha Nirmamo Nirahankara Sama Dukha Sukakshami. Who is my devotee? There's a norms for that devotee. I cannot say that I am a Sai devotee. Swami, even today he says, I am searching for a true devotee. I cannot claim as a Sai devotee because there are so many conditions in there. So if I am really a Sai devotee, what I have to do is Adveshta Sarva Bhutana. I should have the compassion to all living creatures, not only human, even for ant. In that case, I can narrate an incident from my Bal Vikas student. In those days, when I was a Bal Vikas Guru, I used to conduct a regular class. So I had so many small young kids. They love me. I love them a lot because I love Bal Vikas. Yeah, because Bal Vikas children, our Swami used to say that they are Prema Putras. Swami says if you conduct a Bal Vikas class for a class, the papas you have done in 4 janmas are dissolved. So, being a Sevadal, you will get 1-to-1 time benefit or punya. And if you are Bal Vikas Guru, if you do one survey, you will get 100 times of that particular survey because that will increase exponentially. If you do service, it is your own personal sadhana. Simple. So Swami used to assess like that only. So at that time, that Suganya by name, a girl, she is very innocent, very soft and very lovable girl. So whenever I teach these slokas, and after 10 days, her mother came to me and making a complaint. Ramji, you are conducting classes for the Bal Vikas children. See, she used to go to the bathroom and it takes so much time. And the school van will be waiting for her. And she is giving some answers, I couldn't understand it. So I asked Sugani, I know her. She's a very good child. She didn't do any mischief. So I asked her after some time when she came to my class and I asked Suganya, your mom was telling that when you go to the bathroom, you take so much of time. Why? What happened to you? You are a very good child. You used to take bath very quickly and you brush very quickly, cleanly, and a very nice girl. And why you are taking so much time? So he replied in a nice way. He says, Anna, he used to call me at that time, I was Anna, because I was very young. So Anna, நீங்க தானே சொன்னீங்கோ வந்து பாபா எல்லா இடத்துலயும் இருக்கார், எல்லா ஜீவராசிலையும் பாபா இருக்காருன்னு சொன்னீங்க இல்லையா? ஆமா. நான் பாத்ரூம் போனேன்னா சரி, அங்க நிறைய எறும்பு போயிட்டே இருந்துச்சா? ஆமா. பாபா அதுலயும் எறும்புலயும் இருக்கார்ல, அதனால நான் வந்து அந்த எறும்பெல்லாம் ஊதி அந்த எறும்பெல்லாம் செவர்ல ஏறினதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் வந்து பாத்ரூம்ல தண்ணியை விட்டுட்டு நான் வந்தேன். This is called Adveshta Sarva Bhutana. We elderly people, what we used to do when we see a cockroach, we say Sairam and push some chemicals and they will kill it. If you have got a mosquito, we'll just like that push it and say that we are giving promotion and giving another birth for the mosquito and saying Sairam and it will go to heaven. We justify our actions. But Swami never does that. Swami used to insist that you don't use that particular chemical or that particular bat or something like that. He used to say, you have a mosquito net and go inside. Apply some chemicals, it won't come and hurt you. Why do you unnecessarily kill that? That is the beauty of Swami, Adveshta, Sarva Bhutana. He is a friend with full of compassion. Maitra Karuna Evacha. He is a friend, just like a friend. A friend with full of compassion during suffering times. Swami used to say that. So, I was fortunate to talk about Navavidha Bhakti for 15 days during this lockdown there. So Swami directed me so many things and gave beautiful incidents and that particular Navavidha Bhakti. It's a favorite subject for Swami. So what happened, when he started doing that, Swami used to refer that if you show your friend, I will show who you are. So people used to ask Swami. So Swami suggested me for a particular topic on that day, Sakyam. He says, you treat me as your friend. So Swami is a very good friend because he does everything for our own good. A true friend, He doesn't bother about the consequences of his action. He bothers only about the welfare of you. So Swami is a very good friend if you treat him. So what I have to do? Love all, serve all. When you love all, you are loving yourself. When you serve all, you are serving for yourself. Let us come to that point. You want Swami to be your friend? You want a secret for that? To share everything with Swami. Is it practically possible? Yes. Have you got experience? Yes, I have ample experiences. I can narrate incidents by incidents by incidents. How Swami is taking care of everything. Even I am speaking in English. I have not done it so far. I used to talk only in Tamil. That is my mother tongue. I can talk in Malayalam, but I don't know Telugu. I can understand Telugu, but I cannot talk in Telugu or Kannada. But as he says, I'm talking in front of you in a simple language. There may be some mistakes, but it doesn't matter. But I am able to do it because when I asked Swami, he said, if one person cannot understand, it's not good. You try to communicate, I will talk to you. That is what is happening now. So Swami is my very good friend of mine. So whenever I do something, I will ask the Swami's opinion. And he acknowledges. So you may ask, is it possible for me to do the same? Yes. I can narrate some incident, very interesting incident. Similar was when I was in Hosur. I went to Hosur for a 7 days program. Every year they used to have 7 days program, 96 hours, 95 hours, continuous bhajan. So I used to be a regular attendant for the past so many years. I used to go there. So during that particular time, what happened? The Mahilas prepare food for the 4 times: morning breakfast, lunch, and the evening snacks, and the night dinner. Everything they will provide. So the DP what did? He presented all the Mahilas with a sari and a blouse. So he asked me to address their meeting. So I went there. I addressed them, and I was standing there. Swami talked through me as usual. But in spite of that, I was so happy and elevated. So after the program, I went to the room with my district president, my friend, Mr. Senthil. He's from Thoothukudi. So I went there and I asked Swami, Swami, how was the program? Was I be able to deliver whatever you wished? Swami just asked me to turn. And I turned, see that wording. There was a pipeline going there and it was written, super. Then I called Sendil and he said, what, Ramji, why you are calling me like this? I said, I asked Swami, how was the program? He is asking me to see that particular pipe and it is written as super. He is so subtle. He is so fragile. He is always friend. And I had so many wonderful experiences. During night hours, Swami used to come and talk to me and I used to have a long discussion. Sometimes I used to imagine that I am doing myself, I am not talking to Swami. So what I used to think, so I am imagining that Swami is talking to me. So once I asked Swami similar question. Swami, whether you are talking to me or I am imagining that you are talking to me. The question I put that. Then Swami said, 2 incidents happened on subsequent days. One day I asked Swami, somebody asked me, Ramji, you are suggesting to treat Swami as your friend. And Swami is responding. And whether Swami receives, seeing all the letters, whether Swami acknowledges the devotees' all wishes, whether Swami fulfills all prayers, whether Swami is listening to all devotees' prayers. This was a question put me. The same question asked Swami. Swami said, why you had a doubt? So I don't have some doubt. But that devotee asked me the same question. Do you always see the prayers of all devotees? I asked the question. Swami asked me, you want to know the answer? Yes, Swami. Because you will imagine that you are talking to yourself. I want to clarify it and confirm it that I am giving the message to that particular devotee. So he asked me to get up, go to the shelf, take a particular type of book. He said that green book, you take that book, turn page number 172, go to the page, line number is 18. Swami said so. So when Swami suggested, as soon as Swami suggested this, I woke up, I got up, went to the shelf, took that particular green book and turned the page, and I was very astonished, and I was shocked to see that particular page. What was it written, you know? It was written like this: Sada Bhakta Chindanaya Namaha. It was Sahasranama. In that, it is written Sada Bhakta Chindanaya Namaha. Just imagine how. You have question Swami, Swami answers it. The same thing happened after some few days. Similar thing happened when I was talking to Swami, and Swami was telling me so many things. And I asked Swami, Swami, whether I am imagining or you are answering. Swami said, you have doubt again? No, Swami, sometimes I feel that I am talking to myself. So I want to clarify it. And what do you want me to do? How to confirm it? Then I said, Swami, if I woke up, I will see the clock. It should be 4 o'clock and it should be 20 minutes. The second moon should be in 12. Then only I will accept that you are talking to me. And Swami said, okay, doesn't matter. I have done so many miracles. It's nothing for me. Just got up and go and see that clock and see that you will see 4:20. So I started, you are 4:20, he said me. What is 4:20, Swami? So 4:20 session in the criminal IPC, it is a cheat. I don't cheat. You may be 4:20, but I am not 4:20. He saw it. So lovingly, Swami used to give some comments like this. So what I said, I thought, if I got up, definitely it will be 4:20 and the second will be in the 12th. So I waited for some time. Then I will, after some time, I would get up and see the time. So it won't be 4:20. So what happened? After some few minutes, I got up and switched on the light and saw the time was 4:20 and the second was 12. I was shocked. After that incident, Swami came in the dream, fool, Ermamadu, Buffalo. He said the same thing. See, I am the one who is making you to behave. I am the one who is directing you. I gave you the thought. Which thought? So that you will wait for 3 minutes and get up. If I would have got up a little earlier, I could not have seen that. So Swami made my mind to work in that line so that his grace can come to me directly. So Swami is always there to give us guidance. We have to treat him as friend. So why should we love all? Why should we serve all? This is the Sanskrit sloka. He was referring to Advesha, Sarva Bhutana, Maitra, Karuna Evate. He is a very good friend of mine with full of compassion. Then Nirmaho, Nirahankaraha. We have that beautiful ego. That is, it belongs to me. This is mine. This is my shirt. This is my vehicle, my wife, my car, my everything are mine. Then I am the best speaker. I play harmonium beautifully well. I used to speak beautifully. I can deliver any, I can address any people. Everything I. One of my friend was an advocate, and he took his friend, one doctor, and Swami gave interview to both. So I took them to the personal interview. Swami asked the doctor, you are eye specialist? Yes, Swami. Then he asked the particular advocate, he is also eye specialist. No, Swami, he is an advocate. No, he is eye specialist. He couldn't understand. The doctor couldn't understand why Swami is saying that particular advocate as an eye specialist. Then after that particular interview, during the interview, if anybody has got an opportunity to go inside that interview room, what will happen? Swami used to 20 to 25 people inside the interview room. Swami used to metalize vibhuti and put all the, and he used to give some grapes or sweets or something like that. Then he will talk common subjects to all. Then what will happen? He will take one by one or two families together inside that particular room. I had the privilege of going inside that room also. It is a very small room. You can touch Swami's feet. You can touch Swami's head. You can do anything you like to do, Swami. Swami will allow. And you can ask your personal question. Swami, I have a headache. I want something. Similar questions you can ask. Swami will answer everything. So this will happen. So Swami took that particular doctor inside alone. And he said, you know why I said that he is eye specialist? The doctor said, I don't know, Swami. He used to talk more about himself. Whenever he finds time, he used to talk to his friends about himself. eye specialist, not EUIE. So he is an eye specialist, he said. So, yes, Swami, I know him, but I am unable to change him. Why should you change? Let him be. He will be all right soon. And he didn't want to, Swami didn't want to hurt him. And just he made a fun of it and he came out. He materialized Vibhuti and everything happened and he came back. So nothing happened. So the essence of that particular incident is that nirmamo nirahankaraha sama dukkha sukha kshami. Shama means that patience. There is no limit for that. Sugha, Swami's will to play on you. So this is the essence of all the devotees' qualification. What is the qualification? And I asked Swami about this. Swami, if you insist all this quality for a devotee, how many of you have? Swami said, on the next day, I got a message from a friend. A Swami's message came to me. Swami is answering the question. You know how? Swami is telling this. Swami is referred this above slokas, and he says that if I insist all the qualities to be fulfilled to be called as a devotee of Lord Krishna or Lord Sai, there won't be anybody. I alone have to say that I am devotee of Sai. So Swami says, at least if you follow one quality, if you have one quality of all these things, then you can call me, you can call yourself a Sai devotee. So we don't have any quality, but still Swami is taking us, Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Bangum Lange Grim. He is the one who makes that person who cannot walk to climb Mount Everest. He is the one who makes that particular deaf and dumb to speak like a poet. He can do wonders. He is a person. He is a God. He can do anything. He is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. When he says love all and serve all, it doesn't mean that you are serving love all. You have to love yourself first. This is what the essence of the all serve all. You serve yourself. This is the essence. Normally, what we used to misunderstand is we serve all means we think that we are serving all. Nothing. When you say that you love all, doesn't mean that you are loving all the people. Swami says nothing is like that, because you are loving yourself. You know why? Because if you love yourself, you will think of yourself. If you think of yourself, what will happen? What will you see? You will see myself there. Swami gave me 4 times interview. The last interview when I went there, Swami asked me the questions and I asked answers. Everything was there. And the Swami came to the next person who was standing there. Swami asked him. He was just crying like this. As you all know, when you go to Swami's interview room, you cannot do anything. You may have so many questions to ask, but once Swami asks you to speak, you cannot speak, because your throat will be blocked and you will get all type of tears and everything will be emotional, and you can feel like that only, very easy. So that person who is standing just to me, and he Swami asked, why you are crying? Swami, no crying. Don't cry. Tamil, he asked me in Tamil, உனக்கு என்ன வேணும் சொல் அப்படின்னு. சுவாமி அழாதே சொன்னேன்ல, என்ன வேணும் சொல்லு அப்படின்னா சுவாமி. உடனே ஓல்டு மேன் he said, சுவாமி உன்னை நான் கடைசி வரைக்கும் நான் நினைச்சிட்டே இருக்கிற பாக்கியத்தை எனக்கு கொடு சுவாமி. That's in English. Swami, even in the last time of my life, I should think of you only. This was a question. It was a prayer he gave Swami. You know what happened? Swami just took one step backward, and he saw me and he was telling me, see, I am just like a mirror. Whatever you see is your own reflection. He didn't say that yadbhavam tadbhavati, but that means Swami told that particular philosophy in a simple manner. I am just like a mirror. Whatever you feel, whatever you see is your own reflection. And when he goes round to the devotees and came back to me, and he said, in order to think of myself, that too also have to do by myself. You cannot think of Swami unless otherwise Swami will. So in Tamil you used to say that avan arulale avan thal vanangi. So in the beginning I said the same words, avan arulale avan thal vanangi. So in order to worship God, God has to give his consent. Otherwise, he cannot worship God. What will happen? Very simple. Arjuna asked the same question to Krishna. Arjuna was in a total confusion, like us, what to do. Swami, everybody standing there, as you all know Gita, everything you know that. The essence of the conversation is this. Is it possible for me to reach you? Because you are telling so many things. At a particular time you say, because Bhagavad Gita is 700 slokas and 18 chapters, it starts with Arjuna Vishada Yoga and ends with Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. The first chapter and the second chapter, some slokas, it was nothing but Arjuna's cry. Arjuna was just like saying that I don't want to fight, I don't want to fight my grandfather and my guru, everything he was just like, he was saying and again and again. So it starts from Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Then what was the last chapter? Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. So Swami says, if you start with this cry, then it will end to moksha. So this is our life. So Arjuna was asking the same question. Arjuna was confused. Here Swami, Lord Krishna allowed him to ventilate. So gave all his doubts and he asked so many questions. Then silently Swami revealed what is what. Then he talked about Bhakti Yoga, talked about Karma Yoga, talked about Jnana Yoga. He was telling that Bhakti Yoga was the best. Santushta Satajam Yogi was the best. Then he Adveshta Sarvabhutanam. He said, Nahi Janena Sadrusham Pavitra Mihavidyade. Jnana is the best. Then he said, Karmanyevadhikarasya Mahapaleshu. Then Karma Yoga was the best. Then he said, Raja Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Yama Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Karana, Samadhi. Everything was telling. So Arjuna got confused. And he said, but Krishna, you are telling so many things. Which one I have to follow? Is it possible for me to reach you? Then he says, Lord Krishna, yes, it is possible for me to reach, for you to reach me. How? This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. When you feel that you are not the doer and I am the one who is doing all those things, that particular point of time, every law is broken. For that, what Swami has done is, he didn't say that Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. He did that. He gave a beautiful Samidhi and project. Swami gave a beautiful organization. He taught us to sing, Bhakti Yoga. He taught us to do service, Karma Yoga. He taught us to meditate on Swami, that is Jnana Yoga. But he gives all quintessence and he says, just think of me. Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam, Dustara Bhavasagara Taranam. This was the first message Swami gave when he revealed himself as waiting, my devotees are waiting for me. He went to that particular garden and sat there and he said the very same words, that Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam, Dustara Bhavasagara Taranam. In order to come out of that cycle of birth and death, he just hold the lotus feet. Simple. So Arjuna had the same doubt. He asked, is it possible for me to come to you? Even everyone can come. Then why it's not happening? He said, I am the one who is the Yoga Maya. I am the one who removes that Yoga Maya, one who comes to me and surrender. So in order to remove that Yoga Maya, what Swami is giving us is an exposure to ourselves. When we go to do service, when you go to a village and you are doing some service, what will you see? You see people suffering like anything. You see people longing for food. I took my son during a Deepavali day to adopt a village. We were carrying so many crackers and something like that. Because we were somewhat better in economy, so we could have more number of crackers. And I want to have an exposure for my son to go to the village and see how the people are suffering. So I took him to the village and the boys were standing. And I used to give one small matchbox, so their candle or something like that. People were standing there and put one cracker, one Vishnu chakra, one firecracker, something like that. So everyone were standing there. My son asked me, Swami, Papa, ஏன்பா ஒரு கிராக்கருக்கு வந்து இவ்வளவு பேர் வெயிட் பண்றாங்க. So when we see that village people, we can understand that Swami is keeping us in a different plane. He is giving everything, but in spite of that, we are not happy with what we have. So in that particular stage, we get this Jnana Yoga. That people are very, very not happy when you have everything, and people who don't have anything, they are very happy. So you should understand, by Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Swami didn't say anything like that, and he asked us to do Namasmarana. Namasmarana is the easiest way and the safest way to reach Swami. When you do Namasmarana, you are doing Bhakti Yoga. When you sit for meditation for 3 minutes, you are doing Jnana Yoga. When you go for service, you are doing Karma Yoga. Without saying all those things, what Swami is doing, he is giving all essence of the Vedas, all essence of that particular Upanishads, and he is telling to practice that. For that only we are doing service, not for the persons who are receiving is not one who benefited. The person who is doing service is benefited. Swami used to say that if I think for a moment, what if I have to think, I can make you to receive, and can make you to make him to give you. So we should be happy to feel that Swami has given ample chance and to do service, to elevate ourselves from that human level to divine level. So he makes everything very simple. What we have to do? Now it is 6:05. I have 10 more minutes to continue. After 6:15, we have a question and answer session. Consolidation, we will come to that particular. How to love all. How to serve all. This essence is very simple. Swami says you love yourself. Before criticizing, the 9 code of contact is the best thing. If you follow the 9 code of contact, you are doing personal sadhana, family sadhana, community sadhana. 3 things are personal sadhana. 3 things are family sadhana, and 3 things are community sadhana. He didn't say that. So when you speak softly with everyone, what will happen? When you speak less, everything, then Swami will talk to you. You can hear the voice of God only at the depth of silence. Silence is silence. If you want to hear Swami's voice, you have to close this one. That is what Swami wants us. We always project our personal ego and we want to show our identity everywhere. This identity should vanish. We should not have that identity. We should merge with Swami. And we say so many things saying that Swami is doing everything by words, not by heart. And if he really says everything from our heart, our action will be something different. Our behavior will be different. How will we behave? Santushta Satatam Yogi. We will become yogi. How can we become yogi? Santushta, first we should not have that castor oil face. Normally, when we see Sai devotees, when we go to Samiti, we have a smiling face, and we are very happy to see Sai devotees, and we used to say that all Sai devotees are good except my wife and son. And when we come home, we have got the rigid face, and the atmosphere is changed. And when you come to outside and a new person, when you go to village, you have a smiling face. But when you say a person nearer to you and dearer to you who is doing so many service and you don't have a smiling face, where you are going to achieve, what you are going to achieve better. Swami says you love yourself, love your wife, love your son, love your family, you love all. First start away from yourself. So first you have to, Swami never likes people with castor oil face. He loves people with smiling face. Have a smiling face first. Then pray to Swami. What for? There are 2 types of prayer. Swami asked me one day, I prayed for something. Normally, I don't pray anything because I know Swami knows what to give and when to give. So I don't ask anything. When the problem comes, I put Swami at the lotus feet of Swami and I forget it. And I won't take it back. That is the advice Swami gave to me. The people who are listening, you can take this guidance for you also. When you bring some problems or some, situations, you are unable to solve that particular and identify that particular problems, or you don't know how to solve the problem, you put it in the lotus feet and forget it, and Swami will take care of that. It is easy to say this, but when it comes to us, we will again and again think of the problems. What Swami suggests is You don't take the problems to your head. Give it to me and I will solve it. When I know when to solve that problem. So love all. First, love yourself. Love your family. Love your close relatives. Now your village. Now your area. Everywhere you love. Then what will happen? You become Swami. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Because we don't find love with all. Because we don't understand the situation. Swami used to say a simple thing. When you criticize somebody, or when you criticize some situation which you don't like it, what will you say? Swami is punishing me, Swami is testing me, Swami giving so many problems and everything you are doing. So you are judging somebody, something like that. Swami says, you go to that particular person's view and you see that he is right. When you criticize somebody, you are criticizing the person, not the person who is directing the person to act like that. Who is the director? When we say that Swami is doing everything. So Swami is doing everything. So Swami is making you to understand him. Swami is giving an exposure to your, what you call these values. So Swami is giving a chance to elevate in that particular situation, to understand it and take it as Swami's prasad. We are ready to take prasad which Swami gives, which we like. We are not ready to accept certain things as prasad because we don't like it. Swami asked one beautiful question. What is the question? Swami asked a student, you want me to give you, you like what you like or what is good for you? The boy is smiling and answered, Swami, what should I ask? That was the correct answer. Swami says, if you ask for good, if you ask for which one you like, I will give you. But the consequences, you have to face it. But if you ask me to give you a thing or something like that, which is good for you, I will give you, which you may not like it, but it is good for you. Which one you want? So he says, Swami, whatever is good, that is what I am giving you. For all the Sai devotees who are listening, Swami is giving us beautiful exposures and experiences. He is not punishing us. We love so many persons. We are attaching to so many persons. Swami, what happens? When we attach ourselves with the individuals, Swami gives situation that people will curse us, misuse, abuse us, and criticize us. For those who are doing so many good things, they will criticize us. You know the reason for that? Swami doesn't want us to attach ourselves with any persons or individuals or anything. He wants us to attach ourselves with Swami alone. For that, he is giving some experiences and he is giving some exposures that we have to accept it. That is very simple. So what we have to do, we have to become a child. A child doesn't bother about anything. He knows. A child knows his mother will take care of food. Father will take care of dress. He will make everything. So Swami is our father. Swami is our mother. He is our guru. He knows we have come to him not by our own merit, by his grace. So we have to proceed further. So what we have to do is surrender everything to Swami's lotus feet. Not by words, by from our heart. I can narrate an incident, how Swami responds. During a particular speech, I said, Swami is like our breathing. And when I went to home, during the night hours, I had a dream and Swami slapped me in my cheek. So I thought some mosquito was sitting there, so I slapped myself. So I continued sleeping. Swami again slapped me. Then I got up and Swami asked me, you said you are breathing, I am your breathing. Yes, Swami. Swasam. Swami, Enude Swasam. I said so. Hermamadu. Swami said in Telangula and Nosuru and Buffalo. Hermamadu. I am not your breathing. I am your heartbeat. If you stop that heartbeat, everything will vanish. I am not only your heartbeat. I am the heartbeat of every individual devotees. Remember that. I am within you. I am talking to you. But you don't listen. You listen to me. What should I do? Treat everyone. When you say Sai Ram to any individual, feel that Swami is inside them. If you have that particular type of feeling, if you have that particular type of vision, then what will happen? the attitude and the approach towards the fellow human beings and the situation will tremendously change. That is what Swami wants us, where nothing is Swami's required. For that only we have come to the organization. For that only we have come to Swami. For that only we are listening to Swami's mission. We are not doing anything, any service to anybody. We are not loving anybody. We are loving ourselves. Swami used to say one beautiful story in a Balavika student. Once a guru asked the boys, and he was having some prasadam. So he asked the students to give the prasadam to a person who loves him most. Everyone went there, and one boy gave it to his mother, another boy gave it to the guru, and one boy, what he did was he started eating. And the guru asked him, why you are eating? He said, I am the one who I am loving. So what he said, I am loving myself, so I am giving to myself. That was a beautiful answer, and a beautiful story Swami narrated to the Balavika style. What is the essence of that is, Swami, he is within us. He is not anywhere. He is within us. You have to feel for it. And he is always there to guide us. He is always there to listen our prayers. Let us all pray to Swami. And with this, I conclude this session. Now the time is 6:15. If you have got any doubt, you might have thought that I have not elaborated about what are the ways of doing service, what are the ways of doing loving. Everything all people know. I know you know all the Swami's messages. You are reading Sananda Sarthi, you are reading so many Vahinis. I know what you are all people doing it. But just like that, Swami gave me these thoughts to share with you. That is what I did. And I am not the doer. I am only an instrument. Last not the least, how we should be. Like Swami, when students were sitting, Swami, one boy asked, I will tell you two incidents. One boy asked, Swami, we want you to make you happy. We all want you to make you happy. What should we do? Swami said, you be happy. That is I am happy. Then he says, the boy is very intelligent. He says, Swami, you make us happy, so we will be happy. So Swami says, I am making you happy, but you are not ready to accept it. You are seeing only the negative side of things. Whatever I have given is for your own welfare only. You should be happy with what you have. You are seeing the persons who are above you, and seeing that you are comparing everything with you. That is the bad mistake you are committing. This is the first answer. Another question. Another boy asked Swami, Swami, how I should be? Swami showed one particular individual boy and said, you should be like him. That boy was not that much good to refer by Swami. But Swami was telling that he should be like that particular boy. So everybody was asking, like this boy? Then Swami smiling, and he asked that particular boy, what is your name? He said, my name is Murali Swami. That is what I meant. You should be like Murali. Murali means flute. What is flute? Flute is like a long banyan stick without any hole, anything. It is a vacuum. Inside that there are 8 holes. It is reference to the body. If you don't have any block, the music comes out of that particular flute will be beautiful. So if you don't have that ahankara, mamakara, Swami will take that particular flute in his hand and he will play that beautiful music, and the whole world will be listening that beautiful music. We are all chosen by Swami. Swami is taking us in hands, and whatever we are speaking, whatever we are doing is nothing but is Swami's music. So with this, we should be happy to feel that Swami has chosen us, whether we are worth or not. That is immaterial. Swami has chosen his instrument. Let us all be his worthy instrument, and we are trying our best to do that. But still, due to our vasanas, previous karmas, genes, everything, factors are there. We have improved a lot, but it's still a long way to go. He knows when to give, what to give, how to give. With this, I conclude this session. Whatever I have said is nothing but mine. It is Swami's will and wish. I have done nothing. I am just an instrument in the hands of the divine. That is what I can say. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to express my feelings. And just thank Nagendran for this wonderful chance. And he asked me to accept this offer. Whenever somebody asks for this, I will never say no if I am available. And Manikantan, he took so much pain, and I should thank him for this giving this chance to express my feelings. Thank you very much, sir. And now this is, we have got 17 or 18. We have got another 10 minutes time. If you are got any questions, you can ask me. I am not capable of answering, but I know what Swami will say if that question is given to him. You can ask any question. It is Manikantan, we have to take the lead, please.
Sairam sir. Sairam sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the beautiful session, sir. It was amazing to listen to your experiences. We all became small Balavikas children once again. When you were talking to us, I really visualized that my Balavikas teacher was in front of me. It was very nice, sir. Thank you very much.
Sairam, sir.
Okay, Sairam, everybody. I request you to come out with your questions. If at all you have any questions in your mind related to the topic that we have chosen for the day. ಏನಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಸರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳಿ. ఎవరికైనా మీకు ప్రశ్నలు ఉంటే మీరు అడగచ్చు సార్ దగ్గర మాట్లాడండి. Yes, Anjali madam, Geetanjali madam, you can ask the question.
Sairam sir, firstly, it's our great pleasure and honor to have you, sir. Really, we have been blessed to have you. This is a clarification. It's not my doubt. I just wanted to get clarified whether my understanding is correct. Sir, as being the Swami's devotee, I don't have any doubt that who Swami was about Swamis. I don't have any question. But when we are with a family, right, kids and relatives, a lot of people are surrounding us, and we take them to Swami's organization, hospital or schools or college. There are a lot of people staying outside waiting for admissions or some checkups who stand early in the morning, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. But there are some reservations and things which again this is my just clarification. I know whatever Swami is doing, it is all for so my only question is, like, who is getting very soon the admissions or getting treatment in Swami's hospitals or other organization, whether they have done a lot of good karmas, and other people who is waiting for a long time from past morning, from everyday morning, and not got the appointment. They have yet to get too many, they are not near Swami, or they have not done good karmas. So
very good question. I can understand it. Very simple question. That is, we can approach this question in two ways. As one aspect, Swami, what used to give? Swami, when a boy asked the same question, it was not about the standing in the queue or something like that. When a boy asked the same type of question, Swami said, "You coming to me?" The boy asked this, what question was it? Swami, you are, I also referred the same thing. Swami, you are giving vibhuti to somebody. Swami, sometimes you receive letters from somebody. Sometimes you call somebody for interview. So somebody, you are ignoring it. What is the difference? It was a question asked by the student to Swami. You know the answer Swami gave. Swami says, all are patients. I am the doctor. A person who is specialist in stomach pain, let us say stomach pain. And 5 or 6 patients were sitting there, the stomach pain specialist doctor. I was consulting everyone. One patient went inside, and he gave a slip in that. It was written 1 pongal, 20 idli, and 1 dosa. And he gave 100 rupees and asked them to, particular patient, to take food outside and go to home. And another patient came in and gave a Diagen. And another patient came in and he admitted him immediately. And because it was appendicitis, he had to be undergone surgery. So the last patient came and he said, "Doctor, you are biased. For one person you are giving rupee and ask him to take food, and another person you are doing surgery. Why don't you do surgery for me?" This was a question asked by that particular individual. Swami referred to this and says, Swami knows what and when, how to give. there are two things, one karma and one Swami's grace. I sent so many patients to Whitefield Hospital as well as Puttaparthi Hospital. Out of 10, 8 patients were admitted, not by recommendation or nothing like that. I took one Sevadhan, I asked him to go to the particular hospital, and they scanned their all reports, and there are so many factors, age factor, then the seriousness of the ill. Suppose that patient can wait for some time, they will allow him to after come 1 year. For some patients, they don't prefer this operation. There are so many norms. They are not biased at all. There is no question of that is known person or unknown person. For Swami and for Swami's hospital, everything is same. Sometimes what will happen, you have to wait for some time, you have to stand in the queue. The same question was asked by a patient to Swami. And Swami said, you are waiting in the ration shop for so many hours. You are waiting to get a ticket in the cinema theater for so many hours. You are sitting in the TV serial and seeing the serial for hours together. Can't you wait in front of Swami's hospitals, the carriage and something like that? You have to wait for some time also. Something like that happens. We do not know why it happens. Every individual has got their own karma. That is also one among the reasons. When time comes, because my friend took another friend for the hospital. You know what happened? The friend who took the hospital got fainted and he was admitted in the hospital, and the ECG was taken and he got surgery. The person for whom he went, he was discharged without having any operation, and he gave some medicines. So I was shocked. Then he came back and he said, Swami came in my dream and he told me, I assigned the service you to take that particular boy to that particular hospital, not for that particular boy, for you. So when you serve others, Swami is actually giving a chance to rectify ourselves. So that particular individual went to the hospital, took that patient, but got himself admitted and got surgery. So there is no question of don't feel inferior or superior. Something happens, sometimes it happens, you have to accept it. I think I have done justice to your question. You can ask any other question.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Sai Ram, sir. Sai Ram, madam.
Sai Ram.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Very nicely expressed, sir. Patience is very, very important in our life. Very nice, sir. Thank you. I personally have one question, sir.
Very good.
We tell love all. So, for example, a small microbe like today, Corona is also a living being that is idly there with the blessings of the Lord, which has arrived at in today's world, right? And many times, knowingly, unknowingly, we kill small organisms which are not even seen to our eyes. Like the beautiful story that you narrated, the small child carried the Guru's message, Balavika's Guru's message in the form of stories, going back to the home and telling that to the small ant, please go away, please go away. She's having that kind of a capability to connect to a small organism in this world. So when we do our karma, sir, we have to undergo, maybe knowingly and unknowingly, we tend to kill or faint other creatures in this world. So how we see this as a part of love all, as a kind of a tag?
It's a very big question. Actually, we can have 1 hour session for this alone. You know the reason for that? Because if you say, it's a logical question. If you eat vegetables, there are so many insects are there. If you do not eat, you will kill so many insects into your body. It's a question of killing or not killing. It is the attitude behind that particular action. Because as you rightly said, the coronavirus is whether it is good or bad, people will say it is bad. But I won't say it is bad. Because of that only we are assembling here, and blessings in disguise we are discussing about Swami. But for this, we would have gone to somewhere place. We did not have that opportunity to hear Swami's message. Not only even this session. I am seeing for the past 35 years, I am conducting classes for so many types of teachers and students and ordinary people who are not related to Swami, and talking and lectures and everything. So I find that the coronavirus is blessings for us. One thing. Another thing, Swami says, whatever we do, we are reaping the consequences of that. The whole humanity, the world is gone beyond the limit. They have all other creatures are using that 5 basic elements in equal proportion. But the humanity is over enthusiastic, over possessive, greedy. That is why we are reaping the consequences of that generations, which did the damage to this nature. As you all know, that after this corona incident, there is no pollution in the air. There is no pollution in the water. The whole world is pure. We are maintaining the distance. We are seeing inside. We are able to live without TV. We are able to live without the external world. See, we are seeing within ourselves. The family is united now. All the people are sitting together, eating together, and people are cooking inside the house, not going in the hotel and taking food. See, these things are positive side of every action. Even during Mahabharata, the same question was asked: why these type of killings is necessary? Duryodhana asked Krishna the same question. Krishna, 11 akroni in this particular side, 7 akroni in Pandava side. It means more than 2.7 crores of soldiers were died during that particular battle. That particular stage, that quantity is very big. You know the reason behind that? Krishna said, the Bhuma Devi prayed God that I am unable to bear the weight of that particular whole world. So please renew me, relieve me from this. The story comes like that only. So the nature has to revive itself. So it happens every time. Not only enough, it happened years long back. And yet again it will come back. So we need not do anything. Just we have to keep quiet. Nature will take care of itself. So I think we have to view that in that particular angle. And because the question is, my Bal Vikas student asked me the same question. His family used to take non-vegetarian. He is from a fisherman family. So when he started chanting Vedas, we said that it's better to have vegetarian food for reciting Vedas. It is good. So he went and he took it very clearly and he started stopping vegetarian food only. He's taking only vegetarian food. So the parents complained and they came to me and asked, why you are suggesting like this? Because our food is fish. So what could be the answer I can give? So I suggested him, whatever we say is nothing personal. We suggest certain things. If you feel so, even North Indian Bengali Brahmins used to take fish. You can take food. But whatever food you consume, the quality of mind will be like that. For reciting Vedas, if that individual boy is a great soul, you allow him to do that. Whatever the expenses incur or during taking vegetarian food, we are able to support you. He said, no, that's not the point, sir. We love fish. He also loves fish. And now suddenly he stops. So we got a fear whether he is going in the right direction. So that is why I asked. He convinced. And so I prayed to Swami to convince him. And he was convinced. That boy is now beautifully reciting Vedas. All India President, when he came to Coimbatore, he witnessed that particular incident and he narrated it in the Prashanthanidhi itself. What I am suggesting is that it's not a question of killing or not killing. It is the attitude is towards that particular. For that, if you need more explanation, we can have another session after some time and we will discuss about it. Thank you very much, Sairam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Your answer, in a simple statement was have the right attitude. So how you look at this is very, very critical. In fact, similarly, like you told, one of my friend's father runs a poultry, a chicken shop, basically. And he also, when he got into the spiritual mode, the boy was insisting his father to go get out of this specific business. Because he although he grew in the poultry and where the meat was idly cut and animals were killed, but at a certain point in time he started realizing that it was not a right thing to do, and maybe his prarthana at his lotus feet, over a few years they came out of that business, sir. So your answer is ideally, I'm able to relate to my own experience. Their attitude matters. So when you have the right thinking, then we can come out of that mess. So he will take care of the remaining. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Sairam, sir.
Sairam, sir. Sairam. Sandhya, it's over to you. I suppose, sir, Balu uncle has to give the vote of thanks.
There is no question of vote of thanks.
So,
Sairam, there is
sir,
no. Yeah, we should all thank to Swami for giving this opportunity.
yes, sir.
I am
Yes,
not
sir.
the doer. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
Sairam,
sir.
sir,
Correct.
the Sai Niranjan, so the Sai Niranjan, one of the Balvika students. I have
Oh.
one question, sir.
I don't.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I am able to hear you 100%.
Yeah, sir, Manikandan, if you don't mind, one question, please.
Okay, carry on.
Sir, in fact, my family members and my friends are all ardent devotees of Sri Satya Sai Baba. Many a times, whenever there is any religious forums like this where we are enlightened by your speeches through the form of Swami, we are blessed to be a part of this particular session and gain some more thing. My cousins, they have wonderful arts, wonderful human beings. I'm not able to get them to attend these kind of forums, get the knowledge. So what should I do to make sure that they also come here, get this kind of divine feeling and take it back to them? So this is something that I'm really craving. Although they all are very good human beings in their own rights, doing a lot of sevas, I'm not able to get them to this particular thing. I don't know how to get them to this forum to make sure that they are enlightened even more, Sairam.
Thank you very much. I can narrate an incident very shortly, a very big incident happened actually. What happened, there was one person, it's a very big story. He was working in railways. His wife is a devotee. He is also a devotee, but with all verses. He used to drink, he used to smoke, everything he used to have. They used to come to Parthi. Whenever Swami gives interview, and Swami will scold only the particular lady. Swami, she used to say, Swami, she is smoking. It's not good for his health. He is taking non-vegetarian. He is taking alcohol. He is going to Ghats race. Everything he used to complain. No, he is all right. You are the one who is the problem for all those things. Swami used to say like this. Everything happens so a particular time, that particular individual got retired, superannuation. So you know what happened? On that day, actually Swami actually fixed his son's marriage, daughter's marriage, everything was fixed by Swami only. But he had all the verses. He used to do everything. So on the day of retirement, he gave a big party for non-vegetarian separate, vegetarian separate. Everything happened. Everything went on well. Everybody gave presentation, everything. And he was sitting in the balcony in the night, seeing the stars. And he asked his wife, what are we going to do after the retirement? He said, what can we do? We'll stay here. He said, no, we are going to Puttaparthi. Simply he said so. You know what happened? As soon as he said so, he thought went like this. See, if I am going to Puttaparthi, I should not smoke. I will throw it. He was holding a glass of whiskey. He threw it out. He saw that chicken piece. He threw it out. Next morning, both of them came to Parthi and Swami was waiting for them in the veranda. As soon as the gent came, Swami asked him to come and he enters the entire this canteen service to him. And he said, I didn't say that he is good. So what is the essence of this incident is, and he was linked there for so many years and he was looking after that particular canteen for so many years. He didn't have any verses. So your relatives may be doing so many services, going to so many places, and they are highly elevated. Doesn't mean that they are not Sai devotees. They are Sai devotees, but they didn't say Sai. They may not be coming to this type of forum or something. That the knowledge is within them. Let us. My personal view is, even I don't insist on my wife or son, my daughter-in-law to come to this type of saying. I take because every individual is unique. You have born to this world alone. You are going out of this world alone. So if they have got that particular blessings of Swami, they will come to Swami. So let us not worry about others. Let us pray to Swami. So Swami, your message is very good and very inspiring. And if it reaches all the people, the whole world, humanity will change and they will also get benefited. So let us pray to Swami. That is we can do. Because Swami knows when to take them in. You may wonder, I had so many relatives who were against Swami. Now they are at Puttaparthi and Whitefield. I am at Coimbatore. So we do not know when Swami will take his fold. Let us not worry about them. Let us pray to Swami for ourselves and our upliftment. Thank you very much, Sairam. Very nice question. Very beautiful question. General, very, what is called, everybody has got this type of feeling. What you ask is reality. Thank you very much, Sairam.
Sairam uncle, thank you so much
Sairam,
for
Sairam.
your experiences and miracles. And just by narrating few incidents, you made us understand the inner meaning of it. This made us forget everything, and we were so immersed that we didn't know how time passed. Once again, thank you so much, sir. I call upon Balu sir for delivering the vote of thanks.
Sairam. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, Sandhya. Sairam, sir.
Sairam.
Sir, today's lecture was excellent, and you have given a very good and practical experiences of yours. And I want like to bring some of the highlights of what you have given us today. And you have come out and you told that Swami's blessings we can get only by listening to Swami's discourses. That is one of the things what you have told us. I think we will try to follow what you have gone. Already we are doing some of the things, may not be up to the mark what you have suggested. And the other thing is strengthen the faith in Swami by listening to his lectures or discourses. That also we will try to follow what best we can do, sir. Thank you for your this thing. And our association with Swami is by his grace, not by our own individuality or our own this thing. As you said, it is Swami's grace. Okay. And where ego is there, Swami is not there. That is the thing what you have brought today. That is a nice point what you have brought today. Says wherever ego is there, we will not be there. Swami will not be there with us. So once the ego is not there, then Swami is with us. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your this thing. And also you have told that love all, serve all, main meaning is that you should love yourself first and you should serve yourself. That is the meaning of love all, serve all. Thank you very much, sir. That is also thing. And also the service. By increasing your, the credit comes when you do more service. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. And yes. And you have shared your experiences, Hosur, where you have given your speech, and you wanted to get the Swami's confirmation how the message was, and he has shown you that this thing where it was written as super. That is also nice. And you have told about I part, where you should not mention always I. And I have given an experience of an eye doctor where he is always tells about himself. Okay. And also about 9 code of conduct. We are also following that 9 code of conduct in our Samiti, sir. We are already following that.